Did you guys hear about the industry baby? You haven't heard about the industry baby? Okay. Have you heard the song Industry Baby? You know who did that one? Lil Nas. Okay. For those of you that follow Lil Nas, I got bad news for you. He is going Christian now. He's a Christian. Lil Nas is a Christian. He just announced that he's starting his Christian era of music. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but he says he started his Christian era of music. Um, there's one small problem, and the small problem is in what he said. Now, Lil Nas has been controversial for a long time. We know that. And he started off getting with the ears of kids. We talked about this before with the Old Town Road song and how it's now become a kid bop song and all kinds of nonsense. And then he came out with the Human Blood Shoe. And then he said, oh, that was a troll to Christians all around the world because they kept denouncing him and the fact that he was gay. But then he came out, he said he wasn't gay. It was a joke. And then he did that other one with the Industry Baby with the gay jail dancing and then the pole dancing for Satan. So we couldn't figure out whether he meant that he wasn't gay, but you do gay stuff. And we couldn't figure it out. Because in one breath he says he isn't, then he isn't. Now he hates Christians, but now he is one. And he's doing it, as he said, to prove that God has no preference. What did he say? He said he can get on his knees for any reason. And he said, just because I'm doing Christian music don't mean I can't. I'll let you read that part so you know exactly what he said, because I ain't willing to say it. So there you go. You read that? Okay, good. Now you can answer this question for me. Is that the sign of one who should be making Christian music? If your answer is yes, I can understand why you would say yes. Here's why I can understand that. Current day Christian music is not that far off from things like Lil Nas produces. Why do I say that? That's kind of harsh? Probably borderline blasphemy if you want to really look at it like that. Well, let me clarify. You see, modern day Christian music is a lot like secular music, and all you do is take out certain words like baby and honey and sugar pie, and you put Jesus and God in there, and whoa, hit song. I bet you money that if you were to take the beats from any of these Christian songs and take the beat from any secular, really raunchy song, I bet you couldn't tell the difference between the two. I bet you couldn't tell. You know what the first thing to grip somebody when listening to songs are? The beat. Because it carries something. It carries emotionality, and that's why they call it a hook. Huh? Okay, I just want you to know it's not just because it's a part of the song. It is the hook, and grabs you, sucks you out the water, has you flapping around on the shore, but we can't get no water. That's why it's called a hook. Now you have Lil Nas saying he's gonna jump into Christian music, and it don't matter what he sings about. Now watch this. He will be embraced by every single Christian entity out there that's big named. Why? Because he's coming with influence. People today don't trust God enough to make him have the influence he needs. No, man has to bring their own influence in order to get God known. Lil Nas is the perfect elevator for that. Because you see, he has the ear of the most extreme sensual people. The same ones that are creeping into the church now. You know who I'm talking about? You know, the alphabet rainbow people? Now they're in the pulpit, and you got drag queens doing stuff in the church. It is everywhere now. Why not? Why not Lil Nas? Okay, so he danced and did a lap dance on the devil. This is what they're going to say. Who hasn't? In our past life, it's all sin to sin. He's searching. He's mocking. But you know why he'll fit in? Because Christian music today, for the most part, mocks God too. He fits right in. Christian music opened the door for this. Heck, the church, as we know it, opened the door for this. There is no longer any delineation between right and wrong. It's whatever you want to live, however you want to live. God's okay with it because he loves everybody. He's all about love. God is a hippie for some people. He's at Burning Man every year. Right? God is at all these festivals just waiting for any and every and nobody. Just come on, it's okay. No, oh, you get that's okay. That's okay. Whatever you do, man. That's your life. I'm here for you. That's what I'm here for. So why not Lil Nas? Now, for all intents and purposes, you're going to see the big names gravitate to him and really boost this up the same way they did with Kanye. I will be the first to admit I got bamboozled with Kanye. I did because look, when I tell you the beat was good, he had a whole lot of good beats on that track with his last Christian album. And he said quite a few right things and snuck in quite a few wrong things on there too. But that was the plan. And he got boosted everywhere. Churches were playing his music. They were playing it during services. Do you think it'll be any different with No, it will not be any different with Lil Nas. In fact, I will guarantee you there'll be churches that say this is the way music ought to be done for God. We need more diversity in Christian music. Before too long, this is where it becomes a little more serious. Before too long, they will start equating actions of the gay community into Christian songs when relating it to God. You think I'm lying? Watch they don't start talking about sexual activities in the song and linking it back to things we do as Christians with God. I can't even call it a far-fetched thing at this point because it's not far-fetched anymore. It's going to become so depraved that any and all sin is welcomed as part of who we are as a church. And it'll be seen as God is okay with it because God is love. Now, if you're one of those people that believe that God is loving, He accepts everybody, feel free to do like you do what you got to do. But I want to be clear about something about what you're actually doing, and it's not following God. You following a God, definitely a God, but it ain't the God. I don't care what preachers told you that you were, they were lying to you. Probably the same preachers that told Lil Nas he should do Christian music too. And I know the next person's going to come up saying, y'all are judging. Yes, we are judging like you couldn't believe we judge. We going to keep judging too. Like, man, judging like 40 going north, we going to keep judging. You know why? Because the same measure that we use, we expect to be used on us. And we are good with that measurement. Because if you knew your book, you would knew that's what it said. It never says, don't judge. It says, don't judge, lest ye be judged. For by the same standard you judge, you will be judged. Make sure you get the whole thing. Don't just nitpick, okay? I want you to get the whole thing and make you aware that we, Too Strong, gonna judge you. We gonna definitely judge you. Because that's what we're supposed to do. You can call it discernment if you want to be more couth, but it's judging, and we're fine with doing that because God told us to. And in this situation, I'm not going to blame Lil Nas alone. In fact, very little blame lies on Nas. I will fully 100% blame the current iteration of church and Christian music. They did this. They opened this door. They made it comfortable enough for sin to reside wherever it wants, and they made it very easy for the devil to just be free. They don't have any affiliation with God anymore because they don't even know Him. They know what churching is, and they know what music is. They have no idea what relationship with God is. And they're hoping that you will fall victim to it because you're going to get involved in the beat. It's going to be nice. And man, that song sounds good. Oh, I can relate with love. Yeah, love sounds good. Yeah. They're banking on that. They're banking on your brain to be just mush, to not think. And they're banking that you don't have a relationship with God Himself to know what they're doing is wrong. We're just bringing this to your attention so you know what not to fall into. But at the end of the day, you have the choice. You could definitely go listen to Lil Nas. Hey, you can invite him to your church. Call it ministering all you want. Do whatever you feel necessary. But understand that the same energy you're taking to entertain this, Do not get mad when you get rejected. Keep that same hype that you got going on. Live now like you plan to live when you die. Okay? Keep and I mean it with all of my heart, people. If y'all want to live like this, no problem with it. Go ahead. Go ahead. But at the end of all time, you're going to have to answer to somebody. And trust and believe it ain't going to be Lil Nas.